Hi, welcome. Today I want to do a video about Australia, as I live here in Australia, and for anyone around the globe that's watching this, I just felt the need to make this today because it currently is Australia Day and we get a public holiday for today. And Australia Day is pretty much about just acknowledging how lucky we are living down under and the freedoms that we have, and how a lot of the soldiers and things in the past have fought for our freedoms right around the globe. You know, Aussies have fought in many battles. And I have to say that sitting here, it's actually January the 26th, 2022. I'm honestly ashamed to be an Australian, and I can say that sincerely. I've always been really proud to be Australian. I've always felt happy to be Australian. We did have freedom, and now I feel like the tyranny and the dystopian society that we're turning into is just shocking. I have lost family and friends, not so much family. I have lost friends, have turned their back on me. As most people know out there, I am unvaccinated. We have created, here in Australia, we have a very two-tiered society at the moment. The media is only showing one side of the whole story, and we sort of rely on YouTube and other platforms, Rumble and all these other platforms, to get our voices heard. And I believe we are a group that is actually growing in numbers, because people are starting to wake up to the lies that we are actually being fed. And it's really sad to just see your country just crumbling away. But then I truly believe that something positive has to come out of something negative, and there's reasons that this is all happening. In my 2021 video, I talk about the Great Divide and how things will separate, and wow, I had no idea how that was sort of going to happen. But here we are, living in a two-tiered society in Australia that has had freedoms for centuries. And I got to say, I'm embarrassed. We recently had the Novak Djokovic ordeal happening down in Melbourne, here in the state of Victoria, and it was just shameful. I was so ashamed that people around the world, that you guys would look at us and think we were just some horrible people that are kicking people out of our country because they haven't got the right vaccination status and the right sort of credit scoring, I guess is probably the word. And I think we all know that's where this is all headed. I'm just going to give a plug to a great documentary called Melbourne Battleground. Please go and watch it. It gives you the other side of the story that was never shown on the media about the protests that are probably still going on in Melbourne. I'm guessing they're having huge battles down there. They were the most locked down city in the world, which is not certainly a badge of honour. It's just a total embarrassment, and I feel for those beautiful people who stood up and fought for Australians. And I think people aren't seeing that these people are trying to fight for our kids and giving us our freedom. I think a lot of us can actually see now that there's a lot more going on here than just what we're being told. There's a lot of things seem to be rolling out and being implemented, while all this distraction and gosh, I don't even know how to describe it. I'm so detached from it. We're talking about rat tests, and I just don't even look at the news anymore. I actually turn it off. So I'm hoping some of the news ratings are going down, because I think it's very unfair. I've noticed recently the numbers in the hospital, in the deaths to do with the virus, have completely changed, and it is rising in the ones who have had the jab. But they are playing that down now, and they are saying that they actually have underlying health issues all of a sudden. So there's a lot of this going on. There's a lot of things going on. People are talking about wanting to charge the unvaccinated more for their health, and charges when we go to hospital. You know, this opens up a huge can of worms. That do we need to start looking at people who drink alcohol and people who smoke that go to hospital? You know, I think the fact that people are being so vilified in this country is a disgrace. And I have to say, sitting here on Australia Day, I'm embarrassed to be an Australian, going through such a horrific experience and having to fight for our own freedoms. I still can't do things here in my own country. I still can't go to the local RSL club. I still can't go to certain pubs in town. They're still using green passes, and I can't fly around my own country. I cannot get on a plane. I can only drive, and my family lives in a complete other state, so I can't fly to see them. I can only drive. So what on earth is even happening here? If this was even about the virus, I could understand that. But I honestly believe, and I'm sure a lot of you out there feel like there's a lot more going on that lies beneath the surface. And it's time that we all start standing up and really fighting for our freedoms and getting our lives back to some sort of normality. I know they're never going to be the same. But, you know, hopefully moving forward we can and start to make some inroads and stop the total insanity and the disgusting treatment of people in this country. Sorry, I just had to have a rant today. It is Australia Day. I hope and send all my best wishes to anybody who's watched this video from around the globe, because I'm sure that you're probably going through these things. I know in Canada, Germany, Austria, so many countries are really struggling with this tyranny, and it's a disgrace and it has to stop. And we need to start to support each other through this absolute madness. So please subscribe to my channel. Talk to me. I love hearing from you guys. Hit those like buttons because that keeps the messages going around. And go and watch Melbourne Battleground. I think you'll find it very inspiring. Take care. Bye from Australia.